Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It is time to talk the Real Housewives of New Jersey, and today we are going to be talking about Teresa and Louis Relis. A couple of things that was going around on Instagram, and the fact that Miss Jennifer Aiden, Queen Jennifer, commented on one of my posts on Instagram, the post that we're going to be discussing about Louis Relis. So I feel honored, and of course I wish she would follow me, but she's not, but maybe one day. But before we get started, guys, make sure you show my channel some love, hit that like button, subscribe. I am definitely trying to grow my channel, turn those notifications on, and we will get started. So Louis was asked, I don't know if they necessarily asked him, but they were just posting and they did tag him and they said, "What exactly do you do?" Serious question. And this was on Instagram, and it was an account called Northeast Housewives. Now, Louis took the opportunity to respond, and we've heard different things about lawsuits, produce lawsuits. We've heard different things about that he could possibly be in the same sort of business that Jennifer Aiden was in. We don't really know. None of us actually really know. So let's read his response, okay, guys? And again, you can find this on my Instagram, HW Historian. Louis says, at Northeast Housewives, I founded Digital Media Solutions. It's NASDAQ code DMS. I started this when I was 19 from zero. Today we do about $500 million a year in revenue, 600 plus employees with over 2,000 clients and growing. Outside of this, I've acquired and sold dozens of companies in the media space. This has given me the ability to be here now, in quotation marks, for my family and loved ones. Today, I help other men get out of their own way. I help them find their inner voice and strive for excellence in their lives as leaders, fathers, sons, and brothers. I've donated and helped countless people in situations which I prefer to keep private. Please don't judge what you don't know. Emoji heart, much love. Northeast housewife comments. Honestly, mad respect for responding in a non-confrontational way and speaking your truth. So what do you guys think about that? Let's break that statement down a little bit more. He founded a digital media solutions when he was 19. He built it from the ground up to 2,000 clients, 600 employees, and whatever he's done, he is saying that he's made enough money to live comfortably now, because he put, basically he's saying all these things I've done have put me in the position where I can be here now for my family and loved ones. Now, here's a little bit of an interesting part. He says, today I help other men get out of their own way. I help them find their inner voice and strive for excellence in their lives as leaders, fathers, sons, and brothers. So that perks my ears up a little bit, right? Because we heard that his sister was getting a divorce, Vanessa, and no, I'm sorry, that's the ex. That's not her name. Her name is not Vanessa. I apologize, and I cannot think of it offhand at this very moment, but I will come back to that. She used to live in California, and she was married to a very wealthy, successful man whom she is now divorcing and relocating back to New Jersey. She was the person who married Louis and Teresa, so that says something. And she also seems to be a great helper when it comes to Louis's son, who does have autism, and it looks like she's very nurturing, and his mom isn't there, so I'm sure she kind of steps in to play that role when he's with his dad and his mom's not there. She also is in the sort of business of forgiveness, if you will. I'm not sure if they created some sort of an app. I read that somewhere, her and her husband, but they definitely have a program, if you will, that you can work with her to work on forgiveness. And that's why it's a little bit off to me that he's saying that, because I'm really wondering if they both are going to come out with something together, like for mental health or some sort of when they put together these trips and different sort of spiritual things, I just wonder if they're going to come out with something together now that she's going to be living in New Jersey and she's so passionate about forgiveness. I guess to put it in perspective for you guys, she was hanging tight with Dina Manzo for a while. They had a falling out. We don't know all the details on it, but if you know how Dina Manzo is, if you've ever checked out her YouTube channel, she's very she has a whole YouTube about it, so check it out. You guys know what I'm saying. Like, she makes altars and different sort of spirituality and things, if you're interested in that. So, that's what Louis said. Now, here's the best part, guys. This is on my Housewife Historian YouTube channel. Jennifer Aiden comments. She says, he's amazing! Exclamation point, exclamation point. And if you knew him, you'd expect... Sorry, guys, I have something in my eye. Dang, that hurts. She says, and if you knew him, you'd expect nothing less. Go, Louis. Preach, brother. And she tags him, right? I'm like dying because I'm hoping that she's following me, but she's not following me one day. Anyways, I love that she commented. I feel like it really means a lot, guys, because we have to think about the fact that she does work with Teresa. She works with Teresa, and they hang out with Teresa and Louis. Like, Bill does too. So if this is just kind of like a come up to her, or like she's just trying to stay and go with Teresa for the housewives, maybe, but her husband's hanging out with Bill, or Bill and Louis are hanging out as well. They did like a little video together, so I feel like they bonded in a way that maybe none of the other men have been able to bond with Bill because of the affair and everything that's happened. So I feel like Bill and Louis like each other, because Bill's also a doctor, which means he has a much more empathetic side to him. I mean, that's usually the case. You want your doctor to be empathetic. So they have a side to them not everyone sees, because of the idea that they have to be masculine all the time. But it would not be uncommon that Bill would have a much more empathetic side to him that we don't see, that the other men don't see, but maybe he felt comfortable showing that to Louis, because Louis seems to be, if he's authentic, very vulnerable about things, and maybe they have found a sort of relationship there. Let's see what else. We know that Melissa Gorga was on her podcast talking about Teresa, and then it came out that Teresa is now going to be having a podcast as well. And I was really offended by but Teddy and Tamra's podcast. I think I told you guys about this. They were kind of dogging Teresa, and they were trying to make it seem like they were the first two housewives to come up with a podcast, and that, Teresa was copying them, which didn't make any sense, because no one says that Melissa's copying them, and Melissa's had a podcast for over a year. But I think Teresa's making a smart move here, guys, because when we listen to Melissa's podcast, we're only getting Melissa's side of the story, and it's kind of given her a platform to tell her story the way she wants to, right? Because we know production edits and does things differently, and they kind of have their own narrative for you, whether you like it or not. So this is kind of like Candy Days and After Night show, where she kind of talks about the episode, and she is able to give her opinion without it being, she can control how it is presented. So it's only fair that if Melissa is going to talk about family issues on her podcast with Joe, I mean, she has Joe as her guest all the time. Like, that's the third time he's been on her podcast. And so it's only fair that Teresa be able to talk a little bit about what's going on as well, besides what she can talk about, when they're filming. I wanted to also say that I'm so sorry. That, one second. So sorry, guys. I'm trying to get this pulled up, but I can't find it. Anyways, we know Dolores and her boyfriend are going to be on this season. The after party was hosted at his house, which I think is like so crazy. Let's see here. We're hearing a lot about Melissa Gorga and Teresa Giudice, and Teresa basically putting her foot down and telling execs, look, it's either her or me. they allegedly, had told Melissa that there was no room for her on the show if something happened to Teresa, and because allegedly Teresa was shopping networks, she didn't want to deal with the drama with her family, and so she was shopping networks. She was going to leave Teresa and Joe with the Real Housewives of New Jersey, and she was going to find something else. And then all of this happened, and allegedly, again, that's because Melissa got word that producers basically said there was nowhere for her. There was no place for her on the show if Teresa wasn't there. So that's why allegedly she created all of this drama. And that it makes sense because Teresa allegedly told Joe a long time ago. And then when it comes out, Melissa blames Teresa, which causes all of this drama. And then it causes the wedding drama. And so, of course, she knows that producers are going to want them on the episode because obviously everyone wants to know what the F is going on. But yeah, that's what happened. Allegedly what went down. That's why Teresa's so upset. Everyone thinks that this affair pretty much took place. Everyone except for Joe Gorga. I don't know if this is backfiring on Melissa. It's very possible it's backfiring on her, guys. I told you in one of my other videos, last week, we talked about Behind the Velvet Rope and how David had said that he specifically saw Melissa, Marge, this publicist, and this man, that Nick, that allegedly Melissa was cheating on Joe with, and that they were out a lot in New York City, out and about at certain restaurants and bars that they basically promoted, right? We definitely know that the publicist was best friends with Nick. So the publicist works for all the women, but he also worked for Melissa. And if they were doing press, then he was probably there because he was affiliated to Melissa. If you guys remember, though, I think what's telling on Melissa the most for me is the fact that in the in the season before last season, Joe and Melissa were filming they were having relationship problems. Do you guys remember? And they were talking about how Joe wanted Melissa home and that she was going out 3 and 4 nights a week, and she was going to this party, and she was doing press here, and she was going there. And Joe said it was a really big problem for 6 months, right? But then COVID hit. And when COVID hit, no one could go anywhere anyways, right? So it mended their relationship. But during the time and when they were filming, his biggest complaint was that he wanted Melissa home and that she was out and about acting, doing press and going to release parties. And the fact of the matter would have been that she would have been with her publicist, and Nick is best friends with the publicist. So it really connects the dots for me. Just for me, I can't say that for you. I want to hear what you guys think. That's why you guys got to comment. Let me know. Do you think Melissa is cheating? First of all, do you guys think Melissa is cheating? Do you think Teresa is behind it? Right? And then let me know, of course, any other thoughts or feelings that you're having about this whole dilemma with the Gorgas and Teresa. Guys, like I said, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, turn those notifications on. Because you never know what could be coming your way. Have a great day.